Anyway, sup nerds, it's your boy Jonald, and oh, it's a Wednesday, and you know what that means. Pew, 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 pew. It's time for what off. Yeah, that's kind of just become my de facto intro. It's great. Anyway, as you can tell by the background, Christmas time, Christmas time, Christmas time. This isn't actually a Christmas one-off. Maybe I'll do one of those around Christmas. I didn't actually think about that until just now when I was recording this video. Like, literally just now. Anyway, yeah, that's cool and all, but, otherwise, here's this week's one-off. Phew!
Nothing Special. Written by Jonathan Howe. Read to you by Brooklyn Howe. In a world of heroes and villains, it's hard to feel special, Fireblood said into the microphone. It's hard work. Every gesture, big and small, helps me feel appreciated. The audience burst into cheers. Layla wanted to join them. She wanted to cheer for the hero who saved them, but it was hard to agree with his words. The guy who saved us all doesn't feel special, she scoffed quietly. That doesn't bode well for the rest of us normal people. She'd been there yesterday. She'd cowered in fear as the wooden vines of poisoner oak wrapped around the building. She'd run from his fight with Fireblood. She'd truly been nothing special, just another member of the crowd. Layla was nothing special. She wasn't really anything at all. But even after all this, Fireblood called out, I'm still just a guy doing his part, just like all of you. Layla looked up cynically. To her surprise, Fireblood was looking at her. Take this woman, he said, holding his hand out towards Layla. The crowd turned their collective eyes on her. She shrugged her shoulders, trying to appear smaller. Ladies and gentlemen, I have powers, yet I still battle fear when in a crisis, Fireblood said. Now imagine the courage it takes to still reach out a hand in that same scenario, even though nothing is protecting you. He stepped off the stage and walked towards her. Layla's eyes widened. Why is he doing this? She thought frantically. Can't I simply brood in silence? The crowd parted, giving Fireblood a path directly to her. She took a nervous step back, bumping into people behind her. Fireblood pulled the mic away from his mouth for a moment. Hey, it's okay, he told her, coming to stand a few feet away. The look in his eyes was one of gratitude. Gratitude? Layla thought, puzzled. I just want to say thank you, he told her. The moment was quiet, almost intimate, except, of course, for the huge crowd around them. Fireblood turned his attention back to the people, speaking into the mic again. You may think I'm the only hero from yesterday, but I can't do everything on my own. When people like this brave woman help those around them, it gives me the ability to do my job. I stop the threat at its source. He looked back at Layla. But I can't protect everyone. So thank you for helping me save these people. All I did was hold the door for some other people, Layla said, trying to process what happened. Danica, her coworker, gave Layla an incredulous stare. All you did? Layla nodded, unsure why Danica was so confused. Danica barked a laugh. Layla, if I'd been in yesterday, I would have run without looking back. Still, that doesn't mean I'm special because I held a door. I basically did the same thing. No, Danica insisted. You looked back. You thought of more than just yourself. Layla shook her head. It's not a big deal, she excused. If I hadn't, somebody else would have. But you did, Danica said. Layla went quiet. She didn't feel special or like a hero. Yesterday, among the collapsing building, she'd merely held the door as people ran. It wasn't heroic or special. Danica reached out a hand, taking Layla's. Layla, I don't understand why this is hard for you, but you did a good thing yesterday. She stood up and headed back to her desk, leaving Layla alone in the break room. Layla didn't return to work when she should have. No one minded. Her bosses said she could have taken the rest of the week off, but hearing that everyone who wasn't working yesterday would be in a new building, Layla decided to work anyway. Now, tired and confused, Layla was beginning to regret her decision. She sat down, struggling to understand the big deal, or worse, why she was having a hard time with it. Layla, what are you doing here? The word startled Layla out of her head. She snapped up, seeing her coworker Eddie. Work. Kind of, she admitted. He chuckled. All the other people from yesterday are taking the rest of the week off. Why not you? You're working today. Danica is. Dozens of people are here, working to make sure this company keeps functioning. What makes me any different? None of us almost died yesterday, Eddie said flatly. Layla shrugged. I can still work. Can you? She looked down. Layla, you're too hard on yourself. It's not your responsibility alone to keep the company afloat. Just like Fireblood said, right? He can't protect everyone on his own? She didn't meet Eddie's eyes. She looked at her hands, which shook slightly from stress. Take a break, Layla. It's okay. Finished making a coffee, Eddie left the break room as well. Much later in the afternoon, Layla was still in the break room. She hadn't moved much at all. The door opened again. One of her managers peeked in. You're in luck, she said. Layla's right here. Layla looked up. Her manager was leading in one of their clients, a tall, imposing woman. Wasn't she here yesterday? Layla thought. The woman smiled sheepishly and gave her a little wave. Layla smiled, confused, and tried to look composed. Can I help you? I don't know if I can recall any project details without my computer. The woman shook her head. I'm not here for work, she said. The woman held an envelope out towards Layla. I just wanted to give you this. The envelope was pastel pink, and it was covered with stickers. Layla took it gingerly. My daughter decorated it. I hope you like ponies as much as she does. Layla laughed. Maybe when I was 5. Now I like them only a reasonable amount. The woman laughed as well. She stood there for another awkward moment, Layla just staring at the card. Oh, you want me to open it? Layla asked. The woman jolted, realizing the apparent situation. Oh, no, you don't need to read it right now if you don't want to. She seemed to droop a little bit. No, I can. I wasn't doing much. Layla opened the envelope with weak fingers. Inside was a child's drawing of 2 women and a child. It was done in crayon, and one of the women was clearly the person before Layla. Is that other person me? She thought. In the drawing, all 3 stood under a rainbow in a bright sun. Layla grinned. Past the drawing, there was a handwritten note. Layla read the letter silently. Dear mysterious woman, I don't know your name. You might know mine, but thank you. Yesterday you saved my life. It might not seem like a lot, but you held the door. You reached out a hand to help me out of the building. That hand saved me. Fireblood protected us and kept us alive, but you reaching out saved me. Thank you. Magdalena and Rosie. Rosie was written in crayon. Layla smiled, tears dropping to hit the letter. She looked up to the woman, who was tearing up as well. Can I hug you? Layla asked. The woman opened her arms. Layla stayed home for the rest of the week. She took the time off to go visit a petting zoo with Magdalena and Rosie.
Yeah, we're back. Again, that narrator sounds really smoking hot. Like, she just, I don't know, maybe I should talk to her sometime, because she just sounds pretty cool. But, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one. I wanted it to be a little more lighthearted, but also I don't know, I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, that'd be a good one to do. So, yeah, if you enjoyed it, slap a like, and share it with your friends. Anyway, Nikkei, bye.